All right, I am answering people's Splinterlands questions for the next 10 to 20 minutes. I've told them to come here into voice chat and answer some questions. I will be sharing my screen as well. The first question we got here is, how do I get airdrop points? I already staked and have DEC by playing, but it is still 0 here. Your mic is broken. Hopefully you're listening. The answer is that this airdrop points here, let's show it, is a snapshot. It means it only happens once a day. And it happened roughly 7 hours ago. So tomorrow, if you have DEC, and if you have DEC, you will be seeing that tomorrow. This means that you had DEC prior to the snapshot. Also, you say that you have staked. Staking does not result in SPS until August 2nd is when that function starts. All right, I'm going to go back to the general since I don't see anything there in voice chat. And I will try to answer some questions live on air. Answering live on air. Okay, let's go backwards or forwards. Or someone jumped in. Ask your question over in voice chat. And you'll get first priority. Otherwise, I'll be answering questions from general right now. Yes, and someone is saying Jarvis live in support chat if you want to ask your questions live. All right, why the crap didn't you buy any? That is a good question. Why didn't you buy any? Let's look for question marks. Anyone understand staking yet? All right, let me try my hand at staking. First of all, staking is not starting until August 2nd. From the user interface, it looks like, yep, let's try click on stake. And basically, we'll just put the amount of stake that we will do. This will make funds available. Well, one thing I know is that it will be set aside for 4 weeks, meaning I believe that every 7 days you will get 25% of it back if you want to unstake. Now, the easy solution for staking is that, or the easy response is that when you stake, you'll get inflation. You'll get more SPS in return. From what I understand, in the future, you will stake on players. And I do not know if those are separated. I could look into it a little bit more, but someone else may be able to answer that a little bit better. So I don't know if there's 2 different types of staking. One is staking just for inflation, and one is staking on gameplay. So you can stake onto a good player or to yourself, and both you, the staker, and the other person that's the player will earn. But that is not what is starting August 2nd. August 2nd is a straight up staking system that you stake some tokens and you'll earn some interest. And that's that. All right. Let's go take a look to see if there's anything else in voice chat. No. So I am going to continue to answer anything else that has a question mark in general. How much is land now? You would go to tribal decks and you would go to plot. I'm changing the URL up top. And the issue with tribal decks has always been the issue, is that it is priced in Hive, and they do, which is a fine thing to do, but they do not give you a good price on both the sell and the buy side. So you could look here, and the last was purchased from the sell side. So how much can you sell land for? Well, that's 300 is the answer, 300 Hive. And then you would look for see how much Hive is worth, right? So then you go to PeakD Wallet, and it is worth 0.351. And then you'd go to a calculator, and you'd say 0.351 times 300. And you would say people are willing to spend 105, and people are willing to sell for, let's do this again, 0.351 times 650. That is your answer. People are willing to buy for 105, and people are willing to sell for 228. That means there is a $113 spread there. So that is the more advanced answer to what you're asking. Let's go back to voice chat. Oh, we got some maths there. All right, let's go back to general. Find ourselves another question. Mate, what are the rewards for SPS already staked in game? There is no rewards. This is a kind of repetition of the question from previous. August 2nd starts a reward system for SPS staked using the Splinterlands interface. I wouldn't call it in-game. I would call it staking using the Splinterlands interface. All right, let's actually read it all. Currently, you have the option to lock up or freeze your SPS, which is what we usually call staking. Well, that's what they say. This is called staking. And in return for staking your SPS, you'll receive a portion of the daily staking rewards in SPS per your share or the total amount staked in game. So we could look at the white paper, which I believe they gave us a white paper, and we could look at the token distribution, and we can see that staking is interesting because it's not just staking, it's LP rewards and Oracle rewards. So we're not sure what percentage of the 900 million will go towards staking, though it's probably here in the white paper somewhere, but I am guessing the person asking doesn't really want this good of a response anyways. They may need to clarify their question. All right, and we got a link to the white paper there. Let's go back to general. First of all, anyone joining, put your answer in voice chat. It gets priority. Otherwise, I'm going to go snipe questions in general and see what we can answer. A lot of people giving similar answers to me. Staking starts on August 2nd, blah, blah, blah. So if I stake 100 SPS in game now, nothing will happen. That is absolutely correct. That is 100% accurate. Nothing will happen until August 2nd. All right, but you can save up your SPS to be able to start staking August 2nd. What are the rewards for staking in game? Dave McCoy has answered, and he seems to believe it's 250,000 per day. So, and that will be divided up based on the percentage of who has staked. So not the amount of SPS that exists, but who has staked. So I will take him at his word. 250,000 sounds right. That was probably in a document. If someone wants me to go and research it, that's fine. But again, these aren't questions asked in voice chat, so I'm not going to spend too much time on them. I will on the ones asked in voice chat. And we have something in voice chat. Is the SPS airdrop daily? Yes, the SPS airdrop happens daily. I believe it is at noon Eastern. Noon Eastern time, there is a snapshot, and then you are able to go into Splinterlands, click here, and there will be the ability to claim. As you can see, I could claim 88 SPS right now because I'd never claimed today. You do not have to claim every day. You can just let that number go up to 170 tomorrow, then 250, and then I can claim whenever I want that. They will show up over here, and I can do things like transfer them, and there's multiple ways to transfer to Binance Smart Chain, which I believe is offline right now, that transferability. You can transfer them to Hive Engine, or you can transfer them to another player, meaning if you have another account, which is something I do because I have multiple accounts. Well, let's go back to voice chat. Daily for the next 363 days. That is correct. 16 o'clock UTC snapshot. I believe that means, let's double check. 16 UTC is 10 a.m. Idaho time, which means noon Eastern. So that was correct. All right, if there's no more questions on voice chat, we'll go snipe some more here on general. I will upload this video for other people to maybe hopefully answer some of their questions. All right, so let's go to the end. See if is there a guild recruitment board or somewhere one applies to join one? Night Flows, there is all I know of is there's so many channels in here, it's a mess in my opinion. But you go to one down here, where is it? Guild General. So if you go to Guild General, you can shout into the somewhat void and say, hey, I'm looking for a guild. I don't know if that's going to work, to be honest. That would require guild leaders to be in here checking, and many of them are maybe full. I know that our army of 7 guilds posted a document talking about looking for 7 generals to lead the 7 guilds, and that those generals would be in charge of filling the guilds. We have a few rules, but more or less, we are saying that a general is basically in complete control of the guild, and they choose who's to be in there. We just have a couple things like these people in your guild just need to use peak monsters. And I will answer this question. Are y'all looking for generals already in peak monster guilds, or recruiting for other high level guilds? Well, that's an interestingly worded question. Let me see if I can reword it the way that I think that you're asking it. We are looking for generals, and those generals we assume will be looking for fighters, for people to brawl with them. We have people already in the guilds that may want to stay on with the generals. We have guilds from level 6 to 10. So we have the whole range. Some guilds that cost $900 to $1,000, all the way up to $11,000 is what it costs, plus many months of work. All right, let's go back to see if there's anything in voice chat. Yes, so Blockchain Cards has mentioned here that one other way to find a guild is basically to go to the guilds page. You can click guilds and look through here, and you can see that many of them are by request. And those that are invite only are basically just that. You can only be invited. But all of these you can go in here and request. But let me let you in on the fact that guild leaders get hundreds of these requests, and we don't tend to look at them too heavily unless I'll show you here. If we look at the members and we go to the join requests, there's 700. It's just, and we don't even have the ability to sort by rating or when they requested it to be in the guild. So it just becomes overwhelming, and many of these, and declining the requests take like 30 seconds. So we're not even going to bother to decline the requests because that would take us half the day. So it's just kind of a broken-ish interface. Finding people for our guild, I mean, I'll look through and see if there's any high numbers, and then I'll look to see if they're Peak Monsters users. If they reached out to me and said, hey, I'm a high-level user and I'm willing to use Peak Monsters, not even I do right now, but I will, then maybe we'd put them in there. But this is no longer our concern. We are making a call for generals to completely lead the army, to lead every one of
So
those
a
guilds.
couple of things real quick, Jarvie, for new people also with the guilds. There's a couple like meta that you can do too. Is if you're brand new to the game, just you'd probably have an easier time getting in a lower ranked guild. So I would highly suggest sending some invites, that way. Also, I don't know if there's any cost associated with creating a guild, but if you're brand new, creating a guild is nice too because you can also get a bunch of people in there. So there's lots of different ways to go about it.
Yeah, from what I know, creating a guild is 10,000 DEC, which is going to be run you $70-ish or something like that, I believe, if that's the math. And then you'll be able to have, let's look, 15 people in the guild, but you won't be able to get up super far. You won't get much benefits until you start getting up into the 4, 5, 6 range, which costs like $900. But yes, those are great examples. You can look to see if these guilds are full, and this is going to be the issue: is that many of them are full, and you can go into them and see who started it. Perhaps do you? No, I don't see who started it. Oh, Discord is required. Please reach out to this Discord user, and maybe they'll tell you a little bit of information about the guild as well. Good insights. Thank you. Peak Monster is this right here. Peak Monsters is a website for the market, for buy-sell market, and for a rentals market. It just happens, it's the same, it uses the exact same protocol, the same foundations as the Splinterlands market. It just happens to be faster. You can do things in bulk. It's the exact same prices. It's just faster, and we'd like to think easier. And it has a lot more random tools in it. You can view your collection. You can view the value of your collection. You can view blockchain explorers to see what has happened recently. Um, I mean, I love this question that you asked. It's fun because I helped design this. There's a dashboard for all the metrics. It's kind of the go-to place for every whale, every hardcore like user that has lots of cards. So a lot of the new users maybe aren't familiar with it, but every single heavy user that has lots of card, I promise, uses this site. Every single one of them. Maybe they don't all buy from the site, but they go in and do transactions. You can transfer hundreds of cards at a time as opposed to one monster at a time on this interface. So Peak Monster was the first market, but Splinterlands then developed their market interface, and it is definitely the most used. We are no longer the most used, but anyways, fun question. I appreciate it. I hope that answers some of the questions. It's just another business that created a website that has an interface for buying, selling, looking at transactions, looking at your accounts, doing rentals, all that sort of stuff. So, and years ago, we bought 7 guilds and built them up, and so that relates to the previous question. All right, let's go. If there's nothing, let me. I think I may be paused for a moment. All right. All right, I'm back. Let me mention. All right. We will share screen again. And we'll go find some questions to answer in general. With some technical difficulties, we lost a decent amount of our people that were listening live. They thought I just turned off. All right, what cards give most power? So the answer to that is more complicated than you think, and Stient gave you the answer. I will break this down for that user or anyone else that may have the same question. Which cards give the most power? So what is called collection power, or what we used to call the burn rate. So that's why up here it's called DEC burning rate. The answer is alpha gold cards. Alpha gold legendaries give the most power. They give 150,000. And promo. Alpha and promo legendary gold foils give the most. And then half of that to beta. And so basically, you can just assume alpha and promo are the most. Beta and some rewards are half of that. And then untamed and dice and and the other half of the rewards are a third of alpha and promo. So there you go. So the way to determine that, if you go to the market for the reward cards, which of the rewards cards give more, you look at the border. If it has this kind of cracked border, it is the one that gives less. If it has a solid border, it is the one that gives more. There you go. Hope that is helpful. Again, if you're just jumping in, I am giving preference to anyone in voice chat. I will answer their questions directly. So, what do potions give? Potions help you when you open. Potions help you when you open cards. So if we go, site seems a tad slow, which is too bad. All right, if we go to open, and let's say there is a pack, which there is one pack here. It looks like I have 1,700 alchemy potions and 1,600 legendary potions. Every card that I open, it would use one of these potions. So if I opened a pack, which always have 5 cards, then it would use 5 of these and 5 of these at the same time. So there you go. That is the answer. That's what potions does. Let me go a little bit more in depth. It gives you better chance of gold foil or better chance of legendary cards. So it doubles your chance on those. So if the chance is 1%, it becomes 2%. I believe it's not 1%, maybe 0.9. So it goes up by that amount. So, all right. Let's take a look at voice chat, see if there's any new questions. The SPS I earn on PancakeSwap from the liquidity pools on there. When I harvest it, I could send directly to my Splinterlands account. Yes. So let's go through that. Let's go to have it open here somewhere. So let's bring it over here. Let's go to farm, and you go to here, and this could take a moment. PancakeSwap always seems to take a little bit of time to load. So when you harvest you have it in a pool, I believe. Is that what you said? Let me go back here. Liquidity pool. Well, a liquidity pool is this farm. Well, let's try to break down your question even better. The SPS I earn on PancakeSwap from the liquidity pool is, let me exactly answer that question, even though I don't think it's the question you're answering. When you earn money from a liquidity pool, it is because of fee revenue. And you are getting 0.17%. Well, the users that use PancakeSwap are being charged 0.2. 0.17 goes to liquidity pool providers. So it is automatically added to the liquidity pool, both the SPS and the BNB. Now, if you have added your SPS/BNB liquidity pool, if you have added that to a PancakeSwap farm by staking it, which is a separate action, you go here and you hit plus, they are giving you cake. They are giving you cake. They are not giving you SPS. So you could harvest that cake and do whatever you want with that new token. So you will have a token worth $14.8. I will have it, 1.1 cake. I can do whatever I want, including, let's go beyond your question. You can stake your cake, and there, Splinterlands has given SPS to the company PancakeSwap. They have given it to them to help in exchange for, the other side, for the farm. Here, people are staking 2 million cake and earning a portion of 370,000 SPS a day. Every $1,000 you put in, you'll get 12 SPS. And that SPS, then you could move to the in-game wallet. So you would go here and you would transfer from Binance, except that it is presently down, so it doesn't work right now, and they'll fix it, but you would transfer in and you would do a transaction with MetaMask. So I believe that was a much more complicated question than you probably intended it for it to be, but there we go. I hope that helps. I kind of took it from a couple of different angles. With nothing else in voice chat, I'm going to go snipe some questions from General. How do we get champion points? You win a match in the Champion League. So you will go through and you will battle. And I am in Champion League with this account. So any wins that I do, I will earn some champion points. Does that make sense? It's pretty simple. We'll keep on going. Valmore is renting out for 400 DC a day. That seems like a rhetorical question, meaning a question that doesn't really want an answer. But we'll take this moment to look at a max legendary, and let's type in Valmore. And it looks like the low price is 540 DEC a day. Let's look at all of them. Level 2 is renting for 380 DEC a day, so that's probably what he meant by 400. A level 3 for 400. So yeah, there are no level 1s available, and the prices jump up really high. If you want to see how that compares, we'll look at all max level legendaries, and we're sorted by price here on Peak Monsters. The cheapest one is 22, but you may say you want a high expensive summoner. Well, 22, 55, 90, 100. So it seems like there's 3 of them available below 100, but most of them are going to be in the 100, 200, 300 range. And Valamore is one of the most expensive. And then you have a few others that are pretty expensive. So there you go. I answered the rhetorical question. Let's go back. Nothing on voice chat. So let's go find. I'll continue to help some people here. Wait, you can rent and still get the power? Yes, you can rent cards and you will get the power, the collection power. So that is correct. So there is a chart that represents the collection power that was up here somewhere. So if you rent a legendary untamed card, you will get 1,000 collection power. If it's a if it is a max one, then you times it by the number of BCX. So the level 4 is 11 BCX, which means then 11,000 collection power for renting this card. That is an example. All right, let's see if there's anything in voice chat. Is there a problem with Binance US? Someone told me not to use it, but I'm in the US. So I mean, is there a problem with buying SPS with Binance US? The problem would be that SPS is not available on Binance.us, nor is it available on Binance.com, which if you're a US citizen, you can't use that anyways. So to find out where you can buy SPS, you can go over here, click on this plus, and it will tell you the two main places to go, which is PancakeSwap and Gate.io, which is kind of a normal exchange. However, if you're using the game, you have a Hive account. And if you have a Hive account, you can go to tribaladex.com/trade. And you will be able to go here and you're looking for SPS. You could trade tokens such as Hive and get SPS. So it looks like people are selling at 2.1 Hive per SPS. So roughly 73 cents per SPS. The other place to go is the Pancake Swap, which is probably one of the better ones. Let me show you it. And it looks like the price is 84 cents. So if you have Hive, it is certainly a better deal to buy it on TribalDex. So hopefully that answers a little bit of your questions. Right now, as a Splinterlands user, there is little to no benefit of having Binance.us. DEC is not available there. SPS is not available there. Hive is not available there. And Hive dollars are not available there. One of the places to get Hive is stealthex.io. You can trade Bitcoin for Hive if you're interested. You're going to have to go through, there's some videos, including one that I have made. With 0.1 BTC, you would get 11,000 Hive, but they don't support every token, of course. They do not support DEC. All this is this. These are not dark energy crystals. Do not be confused. And SPS is not supported either. So not on this site. Again, this plus shows you where to get it. Gate.io is one option. Playing the game. Buying credits from Splinterlands. If you go here, you can buy credits. Then you can go to the market. Obviously, my favorite is Peak Monsters. And you can buy cards, or you can, cheaper than that, rent cards, and then go and play the game and earn DEC. So, and then with DEC, you could go And to this pool, I mean, if any of this sounds interesting, we could walk someone through it. I'm just saying what's presently available. And there is the ability to swap DEC for SPS. You would come in here and hit swap, and you would say, look, I've got DEC and I want SPS. You say, I've got 1,000 DEC. Oh, we will give you 9.85 SPS. And it should often be a pretty decent deal, but that's not for certain because PancakeSwap may have a better deal. All right. No other questions presently in voice chat. I'm going to go back to general, see if I can snipe any other questions that have a question mark. How can I use my purchase cards in battle? You go here to battle and you would click battle. Any purchase cards that are on your account, you can go here to cards and make sure they're there. And you would say, hey, look, what are the cards I actually own? Here they are. These are the cards I actually own. Which are the ones that I am renting to me. These are the ones that are being rented to me. Okay, so there you go. And that's how you would play. You'd go to battle and hit play or battle. Okay, how can I trade DEC with MetaMask? Is that possible? Yes, it is possible. You would go to my favorite site would be 1inch.exchange because it finds you the best availability. So also, I like the classic mode because it gives you a bit of a chart here. And you say, hey, how can you trade DEC? So let's say we have some DEC. Let's say you earned 1,000 DEC. What do you want? $7 US? Do you want Bitcoin? It would give you this much Bitcoin. Do you want SPS? It would give you this much SPS. One of the things for 1inch is that you're going to have to add in the token. So one quick way to find the token is in this Discord where it says start here, and you'll look for the DEC address. So the BSC contract address. This is the address, this part right here. If you took that, you would add that into MetaMask, you would add that into 1inch, you would do all that sort of stuff. That is the contract address so that it shows up in the screen here for, I've already done it. So, all right. If there's any other questions in voice chat, I do not see any other questions in voice chat. So I will go and snipe another question from General. Let's see. Any other questions? Any questions in voice chat get priority? We already answered that question. And yes, Binance Smart Chain is where PancakeSwap exists, and that's where 1inch is operating. If I choose BSC up here, you can see that that's where we're operating. Is there a guide? A guide for what? I'm assuming he means a guide for swapping. You would probably want a guide for setting up MetaMask. You can watch YouTube on how to set up MetaMask, install it, and then one to set up for Binance Smart Chain, another video. And then I kind of showed just moments ago the really quick solution. You grab the contract address and put it in here. And then it says, it'll say DEC. But I've already added it in there. See, it's already been added. And that's all you would do. And then you're ready to trade. Now, you got to make sure that you have BNB to be able to do interactions on the Binance Smart Chain. So it isn't necessarily super cut and dry, but it's worth learning. All right, let's see if there's anything else on voice chat. There is not presently, so we'll go and look. Anyone playing? Yes, I'm sure there's people playing. I want to make $5 a day. Is it possible? Yes, I was seeing some people that were renting cards and getting 200-300 DEC per win. And let's look how much that is worth. So we put 300 DEC, and then we put US dollar in there. That is $2 for every win. So you would have to win 2 to 3 games at the level that they're at. The key is to get to the Champion League and be really good at the game. Now, you may say, well, it's going to cost a lot to get there. You can go to Peak Monsters and you can rent cards. So we would go in and we would find summoners at the max level. Let's take a look at all the summoners at the max level. Maybe rent the ones that are a little cheaper. So here's a dragon, here's a life, here's a fire, here's a death, here's a water, and here's an earth. So we'd have one of every one of them. Let's actually click on them. Death, water. Let's click on them from the cheapest. Death, life, fire, water. We don't need that death because we already got one. And earth. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or we're missing one. Fire, death, water, earth, and dragon. I feel like we've got fire, water, earth, life, death, dragon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should have 6. I only have 5. I'm missing one. So water. I've got a water. I've got an earth. I've got a life. I need a death. There we go. Okay. So the price on that is, for each 1 day, is $5. So it's going to be expensive to rent your collection at max. But when you're considering that you're earning $2 per win, you're probably willing to spend a decent amount, because also, in addition to that, there are these chests that you'll get. So every time I win this, I'll get 14 loot chests. So there'll be money, valuable things inside of that. At the end of the season, I'll get 80 of them. So there's a lot of value in that. So in the end, rentals is profitable. $5 a day. Should be. I'm not sure. You'll have to read up and watch some people that are doing it. So, but the caveat is for a noob. No, I don't think that's possible. $5 a day for a noob. You would have to learn. You would maybe have to jump out into rentals and give it a shot, maybe in the lower leagues where you're not going to be able to earn $5 a day very easily. Or if you've got a lot of money, you could invest in a lot of cards and maybe just even rent them. So if you look at some of these accounts, let's go to bulk view. You'll see that I am earning 14,500 DEC a day, and I'm not even playing or doing anything. So 14,500 is $102 a day. So obviously, even for a noob, that would be pretty easy to just buy a bunch of cards and rent them out. But you have to make an investment there. So either investment in time at getting good and and moving past being a noob, or spending money. All right, let's see if there's any other questions we can answer. Daily amount of chests increased? No. Daily amount of chests has always been the same. Depending on which league you are in, you can go here and you'll see that if you're in Diamond, this is the seasonal amount, but it does change the daily amount for each as well, which they are not telling you. But I will tell you personally, that if you are in Diamond 1, you'll get 14 chests, loot chests, that is. You just said chests, but technically it's loot chests is probably the best. Let's see if there's any other questions. And let's mention playing in a league is ranked. Yes. Okay. If you are in a league, like I am in Diamond 1 right now, you could look at the leaderboard. And there is a lot of people playing in this league, and I am presently 184th in it. So there you go. There are a lot of people, and they get a good reward. So look at this, 200,000 is the reward for being number 1 in Diamond League. We're not even talking, oh, this is Champion League. It looks like maybe I'm in current Diamond. So the Diamond League is 100,000. Champion League is 200,000. So present, I guess I am in Champion League. And let's take a look. They are going to earn $1,400 for their 2 weeks of being in this league. So it's a 2-week period. 2 more days, they could earn $1,400 for being first, plus all the daily rewards. They are likely, we can look at their battles and we'll see, we should be able to see, I guess it doesn't show it. Should be able to see how much they earned. Oh, these are tournaments, no wonder. Tournaments. Oh, here's a ranked game. Here in 360 EC for winning his game. So just another example, 360 EC is $2.16. All right. If there's any other questions, you can ask them straight on voice chat or in the voice chat channel. If not, I will go in and continue to snipe questions about Splinterlands. All right. Is this over a 1-year staking period? If you are talking about staking in Splinterlands by going and staking SPS, the answer is a 4-week period. That destaking is a 4-week period. Staking is instantaneous. Destaking, unstaking is 4 weeks or 28 days, and 25% is unstaked every 7 days. I believe that's what they were asking. Which editions are going wild with Chaos Legion? So there will be a wild. I believe Chaos Legion will be modern, not wild. So I think that is the opposite. And those that will be wild will be alpha, beta, early editions of rewards. I believe Untamed, Dice, and Chaos will be together. But don't hold me to that. And nor Splinterlands. They have 2 months until Chaos Legion probably comes out, so they may change their mind. Thanks, in every season you have to buy the spellbook, right? No, you do not. Just buy it once. Guys, what to do with this? Oops, like you don't have enough resource credits to transact on the Hive blockchain. All right, well, the answer to that is to stake more Hive. You could also go into a tech channel somewhere here on Splinterlands and ask that they maybe help you by staking more onto your account. Maybe someone is willing to do that. Also, you have earned some DEC. One of the options is to simply exchange your DEC for more Hive. And the way to do that is to go into this tribaldex.com, go into pools, and go, you have DEC and you want Hive. So let's say you earned 306 Hive from one game, you would get you earned 306 DEC from one max level game. We saw someone just do that. You would get 6.2 Hive. Technically, you're getting swap Hive. Then the next step is to withdraw. You would go into withdraw and you would select swap Hive or Hive, and you would say, hey, I want to withdraw 6 swap Hive to your address, and then you would have that in your account. Then you would go to your peakd.com wallet, log in with the same keys with keychain, just like you would on Splinterlands, hopefully. And you would take that Hive and you would power it up. And there you go. You would have more resource credits. Also, one way to look here is you look at resource credits and you'll see I have 100%, but that person probably has like 2%. They used them all up. So if they want more of a how-to on that, I guess they could ask that again when I'm on here, and I could go through it with them a lot slower. Anyone know if I'll need to stake XPS to be able to pre-order Chaos Legion? It appears that from what we know, the answer is yes. 100% yes. I don't know if that's not a question. Let's see. Any specific amount needed to be staked? The answer, and that's a follow-up to this question, the answer is the more you stake, the more packs you'll be able to buy. Okay, let's see where we're at. We've got lots more questions. I hope this is helping someone out there. We'll shout out to get more questions, hopefully specific ones that people will answer right away. All right. Let's see if there's any questions. My friend skipped the tutorial. Is there any way he can redo it? Someone gave an answer, docs.splinterlands.com/gameplay. How you guys are playing. Let's skip that one. Let's go back and find some more questions that new users or even old users are asking. I've answered a lot of these questions already. Dang, we need more questions from... we need more questions. We're kind of caught up unless I want to go way back. Hopefully there's something in voice chat. All right, what's the easiest way to get ETH from Coinbase to DEC? What's the easiest way to get ETH from Coinbase to DEC on Splinterlands? From Coinbase to what wallet do you want DEC? DEC can be stored in the game, which is a custodial account based on Hive. You could also have it in Hive Engine right in your own account. You could store DEC in Binance Smart Chain, or you can store DEC on the Ethereum network. So if he doesn't clarify, I will have to make an assumption on that. One thing I would do is I don't use the Ethereum blockchain anymore, but I do store Ethereum. Actually, I just sold a bunch of Ethereum for DEC today. So this is almost exactly what he's asking. I love 1inch. And I use 1inch with the BSC smart chain. And let's say I have 1 ETH. And that is a Binance Smart Chain version, a pegged version of ETH on Binance Smart Chain. I can immediately convert it to DEC. Okay, but let's say you want it inside of your wallet here. You would say, okay, I am going to bring in 300,000 DEC from the Binance Smart Chain, transfer in. You would definitely need to have MetaMask enabled. So when you are asking about how to transfer ETH from the Ethereum blockchain to the Binance blockchain, it gets a little more complicated. You could use Binance Bridge. So if you just do a type of Binance.org Ian Bridge, you could do it that way. I also like, and that's free, but also if you're a US citizen, you're going to need to use a VPN. One other thing you can do is use StealthEX. You cannot use StealthEX because they're only using the Ethereum blockchain and they aren't using Binance Smart Chain. So you could swap. I think the best thing for you to do, it sounds like, if I can read your mind on your question, is to go to 1inch, change to the Ethereum mainnet, and convert ETH to DEC, because DEC exists also on the Ethereum. And then you would go into here, and you would click this, and you would select Ethereum wallet, and you would import 300,000 DEC or whatever you have. You would import it from the Ethereum wallet, and it would have a large fee to transfer out. But transferring in, it does not have a large fee. So you're good to go. So that question wasn't, I had to read into that question. I don't see anything else in voice chat where I want questions to be asked. But this is the first time I'm doing it, so I understand. We're going to go back here. Does anyone know how to get account support? Been getting this message all day long and can't play. There was an error publishing the transaction to the Hive blockchain. Please try again in a few minutes. RPC error. RPC error is likely that you do not have enough resource credits. I'm thinking that's what that is. You may still want to get a hold of tech people, but let's see. What is your account name? If you gave your account name a little bit of information, we could go and check to see if you have enough resource credits, which I discussed earlier on in the video. Okay. Any way to sell cards in bulk? Try selling. Yeah, there is a great way to sell cards in bulk. It's called Peak Monsters, and the founder of Splinterlands gave that answer, but I will show you how to sell cards in bulk. You would go to bulk view. When you're logged into your account, you would pick cards that maybe you aren't delegating, that you're not renting, and that aren't already on the market. All right, so here's all these cards. And then you could select hundreds of them. Well, I've selected 31, and I would go to sell. And I could set a manual price for all of those cards, or I could set them relative to the low price or the BCX price. Okay, So I could say, look, I want to sell it 1% less than the other prices. So that means that the normal price, what other people have listed it for, is 1% higher than $1.45 on some of these cards are pretty expensive. So there you go. Hope that helps. We could obviously go more into depth. When PAX, answer is likely September. Can you play ranked from Android? Yes, there is a app that you can download. I hear someone on voice. If they want to ask a question, feel free.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
I have, for example, now MetaMask, and I'm using Binance Smart Chain. And I want to transfer my cake, for example, or BNB or whatever to DEC.
Okay.
What's the best way to do this?
I particularly like the website 1inch. They're one of the largest interfaces for these automatic market makers like Pancake. Pancake is the largest one on Binance Smart Chain, but they'll also look at many.
For it, right?
What's that?
Pancake is not working, right? I tried it now to exchange my cake or whatever to DC.
I'm not sure. Pancake Swap is a website, and it is also an automatic liquidity pool, an automatic market maker. So I don't necessarily use their website because 1inch does so much more. So let's give you an example here. So we go, let's say you have one cake. And 1inch is a very large website, very well-known one. And what it does is...
But I never used it before.
Okay. So you put in one here, and what you're going to need to do is grab the contract address for DEC.
I have it for Binance Smart Chain already, I guess.
Okay, perfect. So then you would hit this plus, add the token in there so that you could find the token afterwards.
Can you show it me again?
Okay. So if you hit this plus to add a custom token, you would add in the token address. And if someone else is watching this, I want to show them where to find the token address. In the official channel of Splinterlands, they have added the token address for DEC down here. So look at this BSC contract, and it's the end right here. This is the token address for DEC. So we would put that in here. And then this is going to tell me I've already added it, but once you do that, that'll be work out fine. And then the first thing you have to do is give 1inch permission to swap cake. And then, I'll just do that anyways because it's only a 10-cent transaction, and maybe someday I'll want to do it anyways. You're not going to see my MetaMask, but it just confirmed the transaction. And it is approving. Give it a second. Yeah. There we go.
I'm doing now the same like you did, and it tells me token not found, invalid token address, if I type DEC into it.
Yeah, you need the contract address. Let me put that in voice chat. You'll need to put in this.
Because I have already one token called DEC. I used it from another moderator before.
Make sure you're using this address.
Wait, let me check. And voice chat channel, okay. Let me check it out. I added. Token.
All right, let's
It takes ages.
Let me see if I can answer this guy's. He's also talking about 1inch, and he may be on the line with us as well. He is. All right, my Discord disconnected right when you were getting ready to answer it, so I caught some of it. It will be recorded. Crazy. The username's Crazy. You said to use 1inch to swap ETH to DEC using Ethereum network. How come you can't find DEC on 1inch? All right, it's the same thing. You would go to start here, and you would find the DEC contract address for the Ethereum network. So I'm going to put that into voice chat. So Crazy, this is the ETH contract address on Ethereum network. So let me just make sure I got the right one. Always verify, go to start here. The ETH contract address. And maybe they want there is no SPS on Ethereum network. So I'm guessing he's asking for the DEC. Let's go back here.
Okay, I have
DEC.
the same address, by the way.
Okay.
But
so
if I type in select token DEC.
No, you don't. You don't type in the DEC. You put in the contract address. So here, when you click the plus, you copy paste the contract address.
How you came to this? I am on the 1inch side, but I'm on swap. I go to swap to trade and simple mode. Is this right?
Yeah, I go to trade and I do classic because I'm used to classic.
Now it looks same. Okay.
Yeah,
I see. Now I click on plus and I copy paste the contract address, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let me share. Okay, now it should work. Okay, I think I got it. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Let's see. Yeah, it's working.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Any other questions since you're online and asking? Any other separate non-related ones, I guess? I don't have any.
By the way, what's the fees?
They're the same. They should be 0.2%. If you use their Chi gas tokens, it's cheaper.
Yeah, I see. I'm using BNB.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
As far as I know, there's no added cost, as far as I know.
I guess it's working also in the other way. So if I want to do DEC to cake or something, it's working also on this side, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, nice.
Just my go-to is that one. Some people will go to Cub DeFi and other places, but it's really nice if you have to route through different tokens. Like if you have Bitcoin to DEC, then it has to go from Bitcoin to BUSD and BUSD to DEC. So the routing, well, in your case, it's routing from Cake to BUSD. So I even have it turned on to show routing. So it goes from Cake to USD to DEC. So
okay, I got it. Okay.
And sometimes it finds right now it's using Pancake Swap, but sometimes it may find a different route that's cheaper. So Pancake Swap is obviously the biggest one, and sometimes it has the best rates, but sometimes some other ones have better rates, so it will find the better rate for
it's looking. Okay.
All right.
If no one else have other question, I would have another quick question. If I want to buy now cards, what's the best way to buy them cheap?
To buy cards, one of the things you can do, what currency are you hoping to use?
Yeah, I would prefer to use Binance Smart Chain or Ethereum networks. Okay, I prefer Binance Smart Chain.
So if you you do not need to use SPS. You can use other tokens. So you
Yes.
can buy credits to buy cards. So you would go into Splinterlands to get credits.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say you want $100 of credits. So then you would pay with crypto, and they give you a bunch of options. So BUSD is an option.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Binance Smart Chain. Also, I don't know any of these other ones. Uh, I just use Binance Smart Chain or BUSD because that's obviously Binance Smart Chain. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
then
it
you
is.
could just use your MetaMask and hit buy, and then you can just transfer to them, and you'll have the credits in like
Yes.
literally 20 seconds or less. Then you could use either Splinterlands or Peak Monsters. And you asked the question on how to find good cheap cards. You can go to market, and I guess what kind of cards do you want? Summoners, Untamed, um, or you maybe want to rent cards. So really good option.
Yeah, I'm not that deep in this game right now. I wanted to just find out how I can do it. If I want to do
Yeah.
it, I have to find out more things about the game.
Okay. So one of the great things is you could do rentals, and you could just rent at like a gold level or a silver league level, and it won't cost you very much. Um, and you could just, let's say you want to do level 1 cards even.
This
So
price is in DEC, right?
this
Also,
price is
it's
in
extremely cheap.
DEC, but you can use your credits. So you can go
Okay, I
click,
got it.
click, 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 and then you have a shopping cart, and it will
And
say,
this is all connected with my MetaMask and will add it to
no,
the game.
this is in the game. To buy stuff, you
Ah,
need money in this wallet, or where it says up here, this wallet. They're the exact same thing. So it's,
okay,
you
got it.
see how I have
That's
659,000 credits, so that's $659. So I could easily rent these cards, especially when these ones are only 0.1 because they're level 1 cards. If you went to max level cards, they get to be significantly more expensive. Well, some of them are only 2 DEC, 3, 5, 7. They go up quite quickly. These cards are great deals. Go boom, boom, boom. Those are great, cheap
yeah, I
deals.
see. Okay. And on the other side, selling, I think it's also working on the side.
Yep, selling works here. If you go to bulk view of your cards, you'll see all the cards that you have. This is where a lot of people come. All whales and all major owners all use Peak Monsters because Splinterlands interface, you can only do one at a
Mm-hmm.
time. But here you
Okay,
could
that's
click
good.
on, look how I'm going to click on the cards that I don't have delegated to other people and that I don't have rented out. And I'm going to click and I'm going to select, as you can see, 77 cards, and I can sell them in like 2 or 3 clicks. I'm going to sell them. I don't want to figure out the prices. I just want to price them 5% above whatever everyone else is selling them for, or
So that you can quick sell it.
negative 2%. And then I'll review them. And then this site just said, hey, this is, if you're interested, this is what you're going to need to sell these for, if that's what you're wanting. And then I hit confirm, and they'll all get listed.
And how you receive the money with coins or with DEC, or you can
So
select
I
how you
will
get
be
it?
paid with DEC. So all owners of cards, when they sell a card, are always paid in DEC. They are not paid in credits.
Okay, that has the reason because credits is not able to be
Credits,
transferred in something
yes,
else.
they cannot be transferred because
Okay.
they would
And
get into
DC
legal
you
problem.
can.
What
Okay, and
Splinterlands
you can swap
does,
DC to other.
Splinterlands sells credits, but what they do is they go into the market and they buy DEC from users like you and me.
And so they create the credits, right?
Yep, they create the credits, and then they're just using the DEC that they're buying from the market. to help you.
Oh, interesting. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
That's good.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a question about buying credits.
Yes, we were just talking about that.
Yeah, I know. I've been listening. Before, I was able to use my PayPal account to put credits on there. And now it's asking me for a verification, and I've
Yes.
submitted the verification twice, and it keeps saying that it's unable to verify me.
Okay, so I'm not specifically with the company, with their company. I run Peak Monsters, but from what I understand, is they're going to have to go through and specifically approve you. And I think with everything that's been going on, they just may be behind. I do not know if they specifically verify you. There was an announcement. If you go to their channel, there was an announcement. It was several days ago.
I never heard of the place. Like I was able to do the credits before in the past, and is this new or?
Yes. Okay. So the announcement was on the 21st with additional growth in new players, blah, blah, blah. They've been getting scammed a little bit, so that they decided that so credits aren't what people buy cards with. It's DEC. But they're saying that they will buy the DEC and pay for the card for you if you buy credits from them. And so it's just kind of a convenience thing that they're offering. And they're saying that if you have, please contact us at support@splinterlands.com with any issues you encounter with this new system, and we'll try to address and fix any issues. So they'll get that email, and just tell them which account you have and that you've applied and done the thing and that you haven't been approved yet. And when they get to your email, which is probably going to be in a list, when they get to you in line, then
It's not even pending. It told me twice that it wasn't able to verify, and it just tells me to redo it, like resubmit it.
Okay. So then the email should be, hey, can you tell me what I'm doing wrong?
Yeah, and I never got. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a Discord?
I wouldn't specifically know the exact, like what. I'm guessing they use a company to verify. Yeah. Or maybe they do it personally. I'm not sure.
Oh, so that's in the announcements?
In the announcements on the 21st.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I appreciate it.
Hi, no problem. I didn't specifically answer your question, but I sent you in the right direction.
Yeah. Yeah, there's other ways to pay for it anyway, so I'm not that worried about it.
All right. There's no more questions verbally here. If there are, just speak up.
Hey, that website you were showing that guy a little while ago, where you click, yeah, that one. What's I can't read that link up. Can you send me that link to what that website is?
Okay.
I can't read that.
I will put it. This is the original, the first. This is the first interface for the market, and then Splinterlands finally built their own market. And this is a market for doing bulk features and has a lot more information. But they all use the exact same foundation. The foundation is all the same. The protocol is all the same. It's the exact same thing, just different look and feel. And this one has way more bulk features, and it saves time and helps people. But yeah, there you go.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm on it now. I think I've been here before because it looks like I'm already signed in.
Okay, yeah. It has lots of things like rentals, buy and sell, review of your stuff, all the transactions you can do with your stuff. There's a lot of things here
Yeah.
that Splinterlands basically told them, hey, can you do this? Because we do not have time to build stuff for our users because we're building the game and we're doing this token drop and all this stuff. So they actually have paid Peak Monsters to build a few things like the dashboard and stuff like that. So, all right.
Good deal.
Good question. I like it
All right,
because
thanks
I
for
helped
that.
build that site. So,
I appreciate it.
cool. All right, we'll go back into general and finish up. I got to jump off of this since I've already been answering questions for 80 minutes, but I'll do a little bit more. Okay. Sell in bulk seems to be a popular question. Answer is Peak Monsters. Okay. So Peak Monsters Explorer is still down. I can't see who and what is being bought at the moment. Let's double check that. Let's see market history, and it looks up. It works out. So the market history is a great one to do. Okay, so has anyone staked any SPS to the Pancake Swap liquidity pool with BNB? What LP do we get? That question doesn't totally make sense, but let me translate it. When you add SPS and BNB to a liquidity pool, any fee money that is used when someone does a swap is added. And that means you get both SPS and BNB added, tiny bits every time there is a swap. Now, I think what they're asking is about the farm. The farm is a separate thing. When you take your liquidity pool tokens and take them to PancakeSwap and add them, hit this plus button and add them to a farm, they will give you cake. That company will give you cake for staking your LP tokens to a PancakeSwap farm. We're starting to repeat a few questions from earlier on, so I may want to end this soon. Let's see if there's any questions in voice chat. Okay, someone said that they figured out one of their questions from earlier. All right, so any questions? Any questions at all? We may be done. Can you use Trust Wallet? You're going to have to say where you would like to use Trust Wallet. Can you use Trust Wallet in connection with Splinterlands? I don't think so, actually. Can you use Trust Wallet in connection with 1inch? Probably. Let's disconnect. And Trust Wallet is not it. Well, let's see. Trust Wallet is not an option. So I'm just going to say no. I do not think so. Thanks, Made. I can't seem to get any info on what others are buying at the moment. Been down half the day. Okay. We will mention that to the developer. I'm guessing what they're wanting to see is the General Explorer. So this Explorer seems to be working. See sales, and I don't know, seems to be working for me. I may need more clarification on the question. Maybe they... Do you have a plan to put DEC in trading platform like Binance? There is already DEC in a trading platform like Binance, which is called Gate.io. There's also one in a platform called TribalDex, with a pair of Hive. Gate.io, I think, has a couple of pairs, like USDT, maybe. I need to send a message that this is broken. All right. I want to buy some cars. I got funds on a debit card and Trust Wallet. Do not know how Trust Wallet works, so I won't be able to help with that. Let's see if there's anything else in voice chat, and it looks like I am done. Hope someone benefited from this.